guys and girls, and welcome to my first episode of a base review. So, first things first, I'm gonna be doing one base per video. For now, we'll see what you guys think if I should just try and do quicker videos so I can do more base reviews or just do more in-depth reviews. But the first one we got here is CJ Payne 888. And this is a pretty common base up in champs. I don't know how popular it is lower, but it's a pretty good base. I tend to avoid it at all costs when I'm looning because it's got the air defenses. Hang on, right. Air defenses in these spots right here, which cover this whole side of the base. That was amazing drawing right there. And actually, I can go ahead and show you right here. The air defenses cover that area. So basically, if you attack with loons, you're going to be crushed. And you have this little area here to attack with loons if you want to avoid the air defenses. So it's basically impossible to loon this base. As for Mass Dragon, I'm assuming you couldn't do it against this base. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really ever Mass Dragon attacked before. For Barching, you could definitely do that because mortars and wizard towers are pretty centralized, so you have these buildings here along this area that's like 20%, 15 to 20% right there. And then you got these buildings here. So you got close to 50% on the outside already. So you could barge this base. So defense against Barch, not so great. Go-Wee-Wee, I don't really know if there's any base that you can defend a Go-Wee-Wee attack. But this one, I'm pretty sure you can attack. I wouldn't attack from up here simply because if you look at all the defenses that would kill it on the top, you can see it's very heavy up here on defenses and quite a bit right in the middle. But if you were to attack from the bottom, let me just get rid of these again. If you were to attack from the bottom here, you only have these cannons, this archer tower, and then this core to deal with, basically. But the problem with attacking from the bottom is when you go in with your golems, if you aren't able to break them walls in time right there, your golems are likely to go sideways and not go into the core, therefore being picked off by the Inferno Towers and the Expo. Okay, let's get rid of that. What other attack is there? I think I covered all the attacks that I am... Well, I covered all the attacks I'm familiar with. As of dragons and go wipe, I don't really know how to attack with that. Never done it, so I can't tell you that. Okay, so first off, let me just... Not first off, I've been talking for a while. Alright, so let's go into this. Let me see here what I all have to talk about. Upgrades. Alright. Upgrades, you definitely did well on that. You have your cannons and archer towers that need to be worked on, but in general, you've worked on the important ones, which is the splash damage that he has around the base, which is upgraded. And then he also started working on his air defense, which is very good. So I would say splash damage, air defense, then expos. Well, actually no, Inferno Towers, then expos, and then, cannons and archers. So he's got his splash, infernos, and air defense half up, working on his third. The only thing I would say to work on besides finishing up your cannons and archers is definitely get these 3 expos up all the way, because them are very important in a raid, in a defense raid. In a defense. As of his Tesla coils, I'm assuming that's where he has them. Not 100% sure. He could have them in some of the places where I put the big bombs. He could have them here, kind of just to surprise the lunars. But otherwise, I don't know how upgraded his Teslas are, but them are probably before cannons and archers, in my opinion. Alright, so big bombs, just if I were to tell you where to put them, since I can't see where you put them, I would say to put the normal bombs in these spots around the base so that they destroy the wall breakers when they go through there. Same goes for the spring traps. Just put them in these spots to try and spring the wall breakers up instead of letting them, blow up the wall. Then the big bombs, where are they? Right here. Big bombs, I would put them in these spots simply because it looks like somewhere that they would try and blow up in that corner. And then these right in here, just so if they get into the core and they somehow get to the core from attacking this way, that looks extremely perverted. If they attack from that way, they will hit them big bombs with their witches or wizards or whatever they have. And then for this big bomb here, I would put it somewhere in this general area, because if you attack from down here, you can put your draw the king and queen out and bring them down here, and then you might have a chance of getting their witches with that. Just a chance. And another quick thing though that brings the base down a little bit is I don't like how the king and queen are so vulnerable. I'd rather see them here, somewhere that they can't be drawn. Obviously it's very hard to do with the range that they have, but I would like that to be placed somewhere else for sure. Next, let's see, segments. So segments are fairly good in this base. The thing I don't like about these segments that he has here is it's got 6 buildings in each of them, and that's a lot of percentage in one big segment. So I don't like that the base has that. I'd rather have it split up more, but obviously you're limited on walls, so I don't know what you could do there, but that's just a comment I have about the base. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the segments, really. Next, placement. Placement in general, I think, is very good. Besides the king and queen and the clan castle, I don't know where you could put the clan castle, but if you look at the range it has, you can draw it out with like a wall breaker right here. Just like you could probably honestly put down like 5 wall breakers or a barb and like 3 wall breakers and draw out the whole clan castle. So I'd rather see that put somewhere else somehow. I mean, you can modify your bases slightly to centralize your CC a little more. For the Inferno Towers, I highly recommend keeping them in the center for sure. And also the Expos, that's great to have in the center most of the time, depending on the base. I like how he has 2 of his wizard towers in the center. That's very good for when the witches and wizards happen to get into the center. They can destroy them right on the spot. And then he also has it up here, just a little bit more exposed. I mean, they're not in the center, but they're a little bit more exposed. But they have the same effect. And you can see, let me just show their range. So they cover the center of the base very well, and they're focused right here in the center, which is the town hall. Air defenses, good. I like that a lot. And if you were to put the air defenses down here, it would make them more vulnerable. So I'm actually glad that he has them where he does. Mortars, they're good. I like that. I would potentially switch them out with the heroes, simply making the heroes a little bit harder to draw. Probably could draw them still easily by like putting a troop right there, but my opinion. Otherwise, I'd keep them where they're at. Archer towers, they are good. Clearly, you can see that if you were to attack from up here, you have so many defenses to deal with. It's like a death wish. But you can see it is vulnerable down here because it has just these 3 defenses here, and then the Tesla coils, I guess. But it's just that this core right here is so powerful, it's hard to get in there. I'm imagining. I haven't attacked this base, so I'm basing it off of my knowledge on attacking. One other thing I would recommend is switching the archer tower with the elixir here. Same goes for over here. It's just to help protect that archer tower a little bit more. Okay, what's next? Cannons. Very good. I like that a lot, how they are spread out across the whole base. Very good. Covers the whole base. Tesla coils, I already went over them. Good. I like to see Tesla coils in groups of 3 or more. If you have them in singles, only time I recommend to have your Tesla coils in singles is when you're trying to defend against loons. So like a Loonian attack, if you put your Tesla coils on the outside, they tend to screw up a Loonian attack. They don't ruin it, but they can screw it up, so I like the way he has it though. And they are behind walls, so that's good. And he even has them separated though by walls, so I actually think that's like ideal. Next, Inferno Towers, already talked about them. It's great that he has them centered like that, and the range you can see covers almost the whole base. X-bows, when they're pointed up like this, they cover almost the entire base. They cover the entire bottom of the base inside the walls, so that's good. But if you were to switch them down, it would cover the entire base, top to bottom pretty much, and the outside of the walls on the bottom of the base. So that would definitely defend, against barching if you were to get attacked by that a lot. But since it would leave your base more vulnerable, putting them down to air attacks, I would definitely leave my X-bows up. Or at least keep these 2 up and put this one down. That's a possibility. Clan Castle, like I said, it's a pretty good placement. I like to see him a little more centralized, but what can you do? It's hard to do. It's hard to centralize all the important stuff. Alright, so I went over all that. Now we're on to defense against different attacks. I already went over that in the beginning, actually. Which is like half and half. You can defend against half the attacks out there with this base. Like you can defend against balloon or Loonian attacks and probably dragon attacks. For barching and go wipe, it's hard to defend. It's hard to defend against go wipe, or go wee wee. Sorry, but barch you can defend against, but generally, if you're trying to defend against them tougher, harder attacks, barching is a possible attack to destroy them bases. If that made any sense. I think I confused myself a little bit there. Oh, and an attack I forgot is hogs. With the multi-inferno towers, I'm assuming this is a good defense against them because they're so centralized. And so how I would attack it, I believe that's what's next. Let's see. Placement, traps, okay. How do I attack the base if it's a trophy base? So this is obviously a trophy base, a good trophy base. He's got a pretty good range of, he's pretty high up there in the trophies. So what I would do, I would use Go Wee Wee. And if you're Town Hall 10, I would use this composition right here. 10 barbs, that helps to draw the king queen out in the clan castle. 3 witches to take care of them, 15 wizards to split between the 3 golems, so it's 5, 5, and 5, and then 22 wall breakers to bust in, and then the lightning spell to take care of the clan castle troops, 3 rage and 3 free spells just to, help your troops out. And then for your clan castle, I would recommend a witch, a wizard, and 2 barbs or archers. Or if you recently upgraded your clan castle, I do 2 witches. Did I say 1 witch before? I meant 2 witches. So for the upgraded one, I'd also use 2 witches. I'd do 2 wizards, and I think it's then 2 barbs or archers. And then also don't forget to bring your heroes with. Next up, let's see. I think that might be it. Alright, so the score of this base, what I'd give it. The score of this base, I would give right here. Upgrades 1.5 out of 2, segments 1.5 out of 2, placement 2.5 out of 3, and defense 1.5 out of 3. That gives them a total of 7 out of 10. Pretty good. I think so. Upgrades, he got the 1.5 because he's got almost all of his defenses upgraded. At least he's got the important ones upgraded. Segments, like I said, they're good, but not perfect. I'd like to see a little more segmentation. Placement, not too much to change with that besides the heroes and maybe the clan castle. Defense against other attacks, like I said, he covers he defends against 2 or 3 attacks. There we go. And then the total, yep, 7 out of 10. Very good. I would recommend this base actually to Tunnel 10's trophy pushing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Send me your bases and I will review them. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do reviews like this or quicker reviews of more bases. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.